Hi everyone, I just finished today's workout. Before I let you watch me do it, I'm going to go through all the exercises so that you know what we're doing. Today I was using my jump rope and a set of 5-pound dumbbells. You may need something lighter or heavier. That depends on you. That depends on your strength and on your level of fitness. Depends on how hard you're looking to push yourself today. But I will say that this is my lighter set of dumbbells. I pretty much only use a set of 5-pound or a set of 10-pound dumbbells on a regular basis. So this is my lighter set. Whatever weight you choose should feel light to you. So the first exercise is these goalposts. I'm going to start holding my weights, having my arms more or less bent at a 90-degree angle, and then I'm going to squeeze the weights together in front of me like a chest press. So bring the weights together in front of me like this, squeezing them together, and then return to the starting position. And then from here, I'm going to do an overhead press. So just straightening the elbows and pressing the weights up overhead. Bend the elbows, bring the weights back down, return to the starting position. That's 1 rep. So squeeze, overhead press. Squeeze, overhead press. If you don't have dumbbells, use a household item. You can hold a couple of water bottles or some cans of soup. Just get creative and use what you've got. Just make sure it feels that whatever weight you choose feels relatively light to you. But even if you take this workout to the park or something, you can find a couple of rocks that weigh about the same and use those. I mean, there's always something you can use for an added weight. We're using light weights anyway, so I feel pretty confident that is enough instruction with regard to modifications / substitutions. As always, if you need any more help with modifications or substitutions beyond what I'm providing in the video, please just ask. The next exercise was punch, punch, crunch. And I will show you that first without the weight. So again, I really think that you can hold on to a couple of water bottles or cans of soup or something, but if you need an equipment-free, a body weight version of this exercise, I frequently do this exercise, the body weight version of it. So I have my feet a little wider than my shoulders, bend the knees, keep the knees soft, and then I'm gonna punch, punch, and then bringing this knee up and twisting to meet the knee with the opposite elbow, crunch. That's 1 rep. And then we'll continue in the opposite direction. So punch, punch, crunch, punch, punch, crunch, punch, punch, crunch. Okay, that's what I was doing, but I was holding onto my light weights. Even though the weights are light, it does increase the difficulty by quite a bit. So punch, punch, crunch, punch, punch, crunch. We're doing 45-second work intervals, which is kind of long. So even if you're using weights for the other exercises, you might want to try the body weight version of this exercise. It's up to you. Keep in mind that you can always drop the weight. So if you start doing the weighted version, you can always drop the weight and switch to the weight-free version. That's up to you. The third exercise is just a quick little combo. It's a side lunge with a touchdown and then an assisted pistol squat. So I'm starting to one side of my workout space. This is going to be my standing leg. I'm going to lunge to the side. So shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, strong, tight, engaged core. Push that booty back, keeping the weight in the heels. Make sure your back is straight. I'm gonna lunge out to the side, and on the way down, I'm gonna reach down and touch this toe. If you can. If your range of motion does not allow you to come all the way down and touch the toe, just go as far as you can, that's fine. And then on the way up, so now I'm going to come back into my standing leg and lift the knee. From here, I'm going to do a pistol squat. If you are strong enough to do an unassisted pistol squat, you go for it. I am not. So I'm doing an assisted pistol squat, meaning that instead of having my foot in front of me as I sink down into my squat, I'm gonna keep the knee bent and keep my foot behind me, so that as I sink down into my squat, when I get low enough that I need the assistance, I can tap my foot down. Let me just wait for this point and then we'll finish the rep. So then on the way up, I'm going to actively press as much as I can, press the heel of this standing foot into the ground, activating all of the muscles in my standing leg, from my foot all the way through my leg, my glutes, my core. And I'm going to use this leg that's behind me as little as possible, but it's there to assist me. That's why it's an assisted pistol squat. So keeping in mind that you want to use this leg as little as possible, I'm going to press this heel into the ground and stand. That's 1 rep, okay? So a little faster so you see the flow of it. Side lunge with a touchdown, bring the knee up, assisted pistol squat, lunge, and pistol squat. So that's the equipment free version. I was doing the same thing, but holding on to my weights. I'll show you on the other side, the other leg. So I have my weights in front of me like this. I'm doing my side lunge, reaching down with the weight to touch the toe, coming up, and then just holding the weights in front of me for my pistol squat, okay? So lunge, fight for that balance, and squat. It's always challenging for me when I switch from one side to the other because my body has gotten used to balancing on one side and I have to recalibrate. So do your best. The goal is to not tap that foot down, but if you have a balance check, obviously you have to tap your foot down. I don't want you like falling over because no, I'm not supposed to tap my foot down. So try not to tap it down, but obviously if you need to check your balance, check your balance. The next exercise is a front arm raise and a lateral arm raise. So with this one, it really doesn't make sense to do this exact same exercise without any added weight because you're not lifting anything. So I'm going to show you the exercise with my dumbbells. So I'm starting with my feet about shoulder width apart, and I have my dumbbells in front of me. My palms are facing inward, facing the front of my legs. And I'm just going to lift them straight up in front of me to about shoulder length. And then lower the weights back down. Now I'm going to shift my arms so that my palms are now facing the outside part of my legs. And I'm going to do the same thing, but a lateral arm raise. So I'm going to lift the weights up to the side, again about shoulder length. That's 1 rep. So front arm raise, lateral arm raise. So to do this same exercise without any weight, I mean, you can, it's fine, but it doesn't make too much sense to not be lifting anything. So again, I really think that pretty much everyone has access to either 2 water bottles or 2 cans of soup or beans or something like that, or 2 rocks, something. If you don't have anything that you can lift, then you can do jumping jacks here instead, because when I do jumping jacks, I frequently, almost always, do this motion with my hands anyway. So we're not lifting anything, so what you can really do is just jump out and in, out and in, so that each time you're jumping your legs out, you're doing first a front arm raise, then a lateral arm raise. So if you're just really averse to lifting any type of weights whatsoever, then that can be your body weight alternative for that exercise. Moving on, this next exercise, I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard, but there are so many ways to make it more manageable if you can't do it the way I'm doing it. So I'm gonna show you what I was doing first, and then we will, I'll show you some modifications that you can use to make it easier. So I'm gonna start by coming up into a side plank position. You can stack your feet if you want. That actually would make it even more difficult than what I was doing. I have my feet staggered, so I have my top foot in front, and then I'm gonna have my hand extended up over my head, and I'm gonna be holding on to my 5-pound dumbbell. Make sure your hips are lifted high and that your core is nice and strong and tight and engaged. Now I'm going to lift this top leg, bending the knee. At the same time, I'm gonna bend my arm, bringing the elbow to meet the knee and do a crunch. Return to the starting position, okay? So that version is quite difficult. You can try it, and then if it's too hard to do 45 seconds of that modification, then you can start trying different ways to modify it. So the first way you could modify it is, let's say you started with a 5-pound dumbbell and it's getting too heavy. If you have a 3-pound dumbbell or a 1-pound dumbbell or a can of soup, you could always just switch to a lighter weight and try it like that. The other thing you could do is drop the weight altogether. It's still a great exercise and still quite challenging without any added weight. Another thing I like for this exercise is if you have those ankle weights or wrist weights, you can use those as well. If you want to increase the difficulty, you could have weights on your ankles. So there's ways to make it harder as well as easier. So aside from dropping down in your weight, either going to a lighter weight or ditching the weight altogether, there are other ways you can make this easier. So the first thing I recommend trying, if this is too difficult, is to put this bottom knee on your mat. And then with or without weight, you can hold on to your weight, whatever weight you want, and try it from this position. Having that knee on the mat makes it much more easy to remain stable, and so you're having to fight a lot less for your balance, and it's actually a lot less taxing. You can even come down to this position, right? So we started here. You can drop just the knee, or you can drop the hip and come all the way down so that you're on your thigh. And then with or without weight in your hand, you can do your crunches from this position. And you can try coming down onto your elbow as well. This might make it a little easier. It'll certainly be less taxing for your shoulder. So you can do that from here or from here. And for any of these, you can choose to hold on to a weight or not. Okay, so I think everyone can probably manage to do this exercise from this position without any weight. But if you still can't do that, let me know and we can find some other way for you to work your obliques, I'm sure. And then you're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So the next exercise would be Russian twists. Now, I was holding my weights together like this. So this is a total of 10 pounds. If 10 pounds is too heavy, you can hold your one weight like this instead. And if you don't want to hold weights, you can do this exercise without any added weight. But I was holding on to 2 dumbbells. I have my heels off the mat, and I'm just gonna tap. So I'm gonna start with my dumbbells to the side like this. I'm gonna twist and tap them to the other side of my mat. Twist and tap, twist and tap. If you started off holding 2 dumbbells and they're getting too heavy, you can switch to a lighter set, or you can drop one of them and do this instead. If you want a non-weighted version, you can just tap the hands without holding on to any weight. If it's too difficult to have your heels off the mat, you can do the same thing with your heels on the mat, okay? And again, just twist and tap, and you can hold on to weight, or you can do just the body weight version, that's up to you. All right, we're getting there. Just a couple exercises left. So the next exercise, I was doing glute bridge raises. So again, I'm holding on to both of my 5-pound dumbbells, and I have my arms overhead. I'm going to start in this position with my knees bent and my feet flat on my exercise mat. I'm gonna press my heels into the ground and lift my hips, pressing my hips up as high as they can go and squeezing my glutes at the top. And then I'm going to take my weights and bring them up overhead, keeping my arms straight the whole time, tap my legs with the weights, and then reverse the movement down. So making sure that that movement is controlled. Control the movement on the way up, control the movement on the way down, and then I'm gonna lower my hips, okay? So, raise the hips, lift the dumbbells, return the dumbbells, and lower the hips. Glute bridge raise, arm raise, lower. One quick note before I go over modifications. So when I'm doing an exercise like this, and I am in a vulnerable position right here, right? and I have weights, I have dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, right over my face like this at some point during the rep, right? So I just want to make sure that you're being safe. I do not want anyone dropping a dumbbell on their face. So notice I always wear fitness gloves. I highly recommend a pair of fitness gloves because they help me, especially as we're 30 minutes into the workout and you start sweating. Your palms might get sweaty and it can make it difficult to maintain your grip on whatever weight you're using. So the gloves help you to be able to have a nice secure grip on your dumbbells so that you don't drop them on your face. Please don't drop anything on your face. So that is something to keep in mind because this exercise comes fairly late in the workout and you're going to be fatigued and it's going to make it easier to get careless and lose your grip. So please be very, very mindful of your grip. And if you are not confident in your ability to maintain a secure grip on your weights while you're doing that exercise, then please don't do that exercise with weight. So you can use water bottles for that or soup cans as well. Just again, my weights are designed to be used in the way I'm using them. So dumbbells would be ideal. You can use water bottles, you can use cans of soup. Again, just please be safe because those are more difficult to grip than the dumbbells. So here's what I'm going to recommend if you are not 100% confident in your ability to not drop your weight on your face, please, is just ditch the weights. You're going to start in the same position with your knees bent, feet flat on the mat, arms extended overhead, and now you're going to do the same thing, pressing those heels into the ground and lifting the hips as high as you can, squeezing those glutes at the top. And now I'm just going to take my hands and clap them together underneath my little booty, okay? And then return the hands, lower the booty. So bridge raise, clap, and lower. Bridge raise, clap the hands, and lower. All right, that is your equipment-free modification. Last exercise is these little oblique heel taps. I don't know what I call these, I don't remember. We've done them before, but I don't remember what I call them. So same starting position, knees bent, heels on the mat in front of you. And now I'm going to lift my shoulder blades up off the mat. Arms are straight and they are extended to my sides like this. I'm going to shift my body so that I can tap this heel with this outside hand. And then I'm going to try to stay like on the same plane, so we're moving kind of laterally. And I'm going to squeeze the obliques on the other side, shifting to tap this heel. So tap, 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 tap. That's your equipment-free version. I was doing the same thing, holding onto my weights, okay? So tap, 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 tap. And again, for that, cans of soup or water bottles will work great if you want to hold on to weight, but you don't have dumbbells. And if not, the equipment-free version I think is doable for beginners as well, but if you are a complete beginner and that's too difficult for you, again, I'm right here. Please just reach out if you need any further help with modifications or substitutions. It's so important to me that the workouts are accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So please, always, if you need any more help than what I'm providing here, if you need to see beginner modifications, please just ask. The only other thing I was doing today was jump rope. So when I jump rope, I always just kind of jog in place like this. But if you have a jump rope and you prefer to do another style of jump rope, any style is fine. You can jump with your feet together. You can jump side to side. You can do jump rope jacks. You can do high knees. You can do twist jumps with your jump rope, or you can do any of those without the jump rope, okay? So if you don't have a jump rope, or you can't jump rope where you live for whatever reason, you can jog in place with me and pretend you're jumping rope. If you want a little more challenge, you can do high knees, you can do jumping jacks, you can do twist jumps, you can jump side to side. If you want to make it a little more difficult, difficult, you can even have a physical object like your dumbbells. Put your dumbbells on the floor and jump up and over the dumbbells. You can do mountain climbers, side jump lunges, okay? Literally any type of cardio exercise you want to do will work. So that's it, that's all the exercises. Now let me quickly walk you through the format. So I have my timer set for 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals. Those are going to be the intervals for the entire workout. The only thing we're going to change is how many rounds we're doing. So for our weight training sections, we're going through each of those circuits twice. So I showed you a total of 10 exercises with the weights. We're going to be doing those 5 at a time. And remember that the instructions are always typed out below in the description box. So if what I'm saying sounds confusing, you're gonna watch me do it right now anyway. Sometimes that's the quickest way to understand. It's also typed out, but I will explain it very quickly. So the jump rope sections are going to be 5 minutes. 15-second rest intervals, 45-second work intervals, and 5 rounds. The weight training segments are going to be 10 minutes. So it's going to be 5 exercises, 15-second work intervals, 15-second rest intervals, 45-second work intervals, and we'll go through the circuit twice, okay? There are 2 circuits. The first 5 exercises I showed you, that's 1 circuit, and then the second 5 exercises I showed you with the weights, that's the second circuit. So we're gonna start with 5 minutes of jump rope, then we'll do our circuit of 5 exercises twice through for a total of 10 minutes. So you will just need to reset your timer for 10 rounds instead of 5. After that first set of weight training, we're gonna do another 5 minutes of jump rope. So you'll just quickly reset your timer for 5 rounds. And then after that, set it for another 10 rounds, and we'll do the second circuit of 5 weight training exercises twice through. By the time you have completed that much, 5 minutes of jump rope, and then the first circuit twice, and then another 5 minutes of jump rope, and then the second circuit twice, that's 30 minutes. I am including this workout on my playlist of 30-minute workouts because I don't have a playlist of 35-minute workouts, and I figure this is close enough. So if you are specifically looking for a 30-minute workout, you can do 5 minutes of jump rope, 10 minutes of weight training, 5 minutes of jump rope, 10 minutes of weight training, and then you're done. But what I'm doing today is actually 35 minutes because after my second circuit, I'm gonna do one more segment, 5 minutes of jump rope, okay? I'm gonna stop trying to explain it because it's making it sound more complicated than it is. Read the description, it's all typed out there. If there's any questions about the format, if anything is unclear, just let me know. Assuming that you understand what we're doing and you're ready to do the workout with me, go ahead and grab your jump rope if you have one. If you're using one, grab a light set of dumbbells or a couple of cans of soup or a couple of water bottles if you're adding weight. And when you're ready, let's get started. All right, so starting with our 15-second rest interval, we're just gonna do a quick 5 minutes of jump rope just to warm up. We're on 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals times 5 rounds. Here we go. It's a long work interval, but it's also a little bit longer rest interval compared to what we normally do, and it's only 5-minute segments, so it's not that bad. I'm using this as my warm-up. So we've completed 2 work intervals, and I've tripped over my jump rope on both of those work intervals so far. It's fine. If you trip, don't worry about it. Just take a breath and get right back into it. It's not a big deal. Don't let it frustrate you too much. But I was saying that I'm not warmed up, so I don't know if that's why I'm tripping or if it's just because we've been doing so much jump rope lately, and my body might just need a break from it. That's another possibility. It's also, as I'm doing this workout, this is a Saturday. It's not going to be a Saturday when I post it, but spoiler alert, I usually record the workouts a few days ahead of the date that I share them. So this is a Saturday, and this is my 6th day in a row. I typically take a rest day on Sundays, but I didn't this week. I did a HIIT workout on Sunday. So I did HIIT workouts this week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and today. And then I did my tough hike on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's also the end of a very long week for me, a very busy week, and my 6th day in a row. So I'm definitely taking a rest day tomorrow, but I'm sure fatigue is playing a role, whether it's just from doing 6 days in a row, or because I've been doing so much jump rope lately, and I'm sure the fact that I wasn't warmed up is not helping, but it's okay because I'm kind of using this first 5-minute jump rope section as a little warm up. So now it's almost over. I think this is our last interval. So after this, I'm going to quickly reset my timer. So that's our little 5-minute warm up of jump rope. Now I'm going to grab my weights. These are 5-pound dumbbells. So these are my lighter set of weights. Now I'm keeping my timer set for 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals. But I'm increasing from 5 rounds to 10 rounds. And we're gonna get started on part 2. Okay, so this is our 15-second work interval. Now we're gonna squeeze the arms, overhead press. I just realized I have the added benefit of kind of being able to see myself in my phone right now to check my form, but I don't ever take advantage of that. Okay, next is punch, punch, crunch. Next is our little side lunge pistol squat combo. Switching sides. These first couple of reps might be a little wobbly for me. I have to adjust into balancing on another side. Okay, last exercise in this little circuit. It's gonna be a front arm raise and a lateral arm raise. Okay, so once more through the circuit, starting again with our goalposts. Squeeze the arms, overhead press. This is a tough little circuit, I know. You see now why I chose light weights for this. I'm sure you see that if you chose heavier weights. These are all exercises that I could do with 10-pound weights and have before. But we're on the 45-second work interval is kind of long, and we never get a break. We're holding on to the weights the whole time for 10 minutes straight without stopping, and it's a lot. Next is punch, punch, crunch. It's just, I think it's too much with 10-pound weights. I think this is a much better workout. I lost my balance a little. And if I lose my flow, I forget which side I'm on. Okay, good job. I know those are really tough to do for such a long work interval. But we're done with them. Next is our side lunge with a touchdown, plus assisted pistol squat. Unless you're strong enough to do unassisted pistol squats for 45 seconds. I'm envious of anyone who can do that. I know you're out there. I am not one of you. I will do my pistol squats assisted. Thank you very much. Another thing is that if the timer beeps and I'm in the middle of a rep, I've been choosing to finish the rep just because it's such a long work interval, or such a long rest interval, that I still have more than enough time. So when I do interval training, I most typically am working on 10-second rest intervals. Sometimes my work interval is 20 seconds, sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 40 or 50 seconds, but almost always my rest interval is 10 seconds. So what I was saying is that with the longer rest interval, if the timer beeps and I'm in the middle of a rep, I've just been choosing to finish the rep because I know that even if I take 5 seconds off my rest interval, I'll still have a good 10 seconds to rest, but you don't have to. Oh, darn it. I wanted to do this fast and I messed up. Okay. Okay, so I'm losing a few seconds because I messed up, but it's okay. I can fix it quick. So all I'm doing, timer is still set for 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals. I'm just putting it back down to 5 rounds instead of 10 because we're just going to do 5 minutes of skipping in between the weight training segments. So that's up to you. If your timer beeps when you're in the middle of a rep, you can finish the rep if you want and just lose that time off of your rest interval, but you don't have to. The work interval is 45 seconds. So you are to complete as many reps as possible with good form during the 45-second work interval. So if you're able to complete, 8.5 reps, then that's how many reps you were able to complete in 45 seconds. So if the timer beeps near the middle of a rep, you can just stop if you want. With a shorter work interval, depending on the circumstances, sometimes I stop mid-rep, and sometimes I continue and finish the rep I'm on, taking that time out of my rest interval. So it depends on the day, depends on the circumstances, how long the workout is, how long the rest interval is. These long rest intervals though, to me, they feel like so luxurious. I'm just so used to shorter rest intervals, but because this workout is on the longer side for an interval training workout, I do like the longer rest intervals. Since this is going to be 35 plus minutes. 35 minutes of actual exercise time, plus a few minutes moving from section to section. I'm doing my best to keep it moving and taking just enough time to reset my equipment before I start the next section. But obviously, if you need a longer break in between sections, that's fine. If you need to rest, rest. Just keep the rest break as short as you can so that it feels like one long 30 or 35 minute workout, depending if you're doing the last skipping segment with me or not, as opposed to a bunch of little 5 and 10 minute workouts that you're doing back to back. It should feel like one long continuous workout. So keep your rest breaks as short as you can. Obviously, it's gonna make it a lot more difficult, but that's the point. I'm not out here every day to take it easy. I'm not gonna get fit and lean and strong taking it easy. I know I have to push myself. I know I have to do the work. And I know it's gonna be hard, that's the point. It's supposed to be hard, so I'm not saying to push yourself harder than what you should. Don't force your body into doing something you're not ready to do yet. But just really challenge yourself. Okay, one more little weight training section. So it's the same thing, it's 5 exercises, 15-second rest intervals, 45-second work intervals, and now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds. I want to start this right away, but I can't remember. Okay, so my timer's going. I'm gonna grab just one dumbbell, come up into a side plank position, and crunch. hips lifted high. Keep those abs really tight the whole time. And for that one, I know it's hard. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side now. I know it's hard, but try to challenge yourself if you have to rest in the side plank position, if you can. I know those are so hard. If they're too hard to do, holding on to weights, remember you can drop the weight. Next is Russian twists. Glute bridge raises with the arm raise. I know it's a tough little circuit. We're almost done. Next is our heel taps. Mosquito landed on my leg. I gotta shoo it away. All right, I know it's a tough circuit. We just have to go through it one more time. We got this. Up to your side plank and crunch. super tough, just remember that there are easier modifications. So even if you started doing it the way I'm doing it, if it's getting too difficult, let's say you're able to do 1 round but not 2, remember that you can always drop the weight. You can switch to a lighter weight or drop the weight altogether. And or go to one of the modifications that'll make it a little bit easier, coming down on your knee or on your leg, your thigh. Okay, I know those suck. They're super hard, but they're done. So now for Russian twists, again, you can switch to just 1 dumbbell or a lighter set of dumbbells. You can keep your heels on the ground. You can drop the weight altogether. So just because you started out holding weight or doing a more advanced version, don't feel like you have to be locked into that. You might be better off just dropping the weight so that you can get more reps in. That's up to you. It's your workout, so you do it in a way that works best for you, in a way that makes sense to you, and in a way that's going to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish today. But just keep in mind it's a possibility that you can always switch to a lighter weight, switch to 1 dumbbell instead of 2. You can do the same thing on this exercise. Instead of holding 2 dumbbells, you can hold 1 dumbbell using both hands. Switch to a lighter dumbbell or dumbbells, medicine ball, or you can drop the weight altogether. Just keep in mind that we are almost done. We have just 1 exercise left. Just have our little heel taps. So just another 45 seconds of work, and then we're done with this circuit. And we can drop the weights. We're done with the weights for the rest of the day. And after we finish this interval, that'll be 30 minutes. So if you're just looking to do a 30-minute workout today, you can be done after this. If you want to do an extra 5 minutes, well, it's not extra. If you want to do 5 more minutes of cardio, we're just going to do 1 more little jump rope section. But since I'm including this on my playlist of 30-minute workouts, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we've just done 30 minutes. So if you chose this workout off of the playlist of 30-minute workouts, specifically because you were looking to do a 30-minute workout today, then you can be done. I'll do a quick bonus burpee with you now. So if that's all you're doing today, go stretch, have your shower, eat something. But if you want to do these final 5 minutes with me, again, we're still on 15-second rest intervals and 45-second work intervals, just like we have in the entire workout. All I did is reset my timer for 5 rounds instead of 10. just like we have been doing for the previous jump rope section. So we're just finishing with another quick 5 minutes of jump rope. So that's 1. 4 more to go. And I will tell you now, it's okay if you drop, just pick it back up. I will tell you now that at the end of this 5 minutes, when the timer does that long series of beeps, letting me know that my time is up, I'll finish the thought after the plane so I don't have to shout over the plane and take me. I didn't do this on the first 2 sections because the workout wasn't over yet. We were moving on. I wanted to move quickly to the next section of the workout, so I didn't do it for the first 2 jump rope sections, but for this one, since this is the end of the workout, when my timer does that long series of beeps, I plan on just skipping through the beeps. So you don't have to. I'm just letting you know so that if you're looking to tack on an extra, 15, 20 seconds of jump rope with me, as soon as that long series of beeps starts, that means the 5 minutes is up. And that means that you can stop skipping. So don't be thrown off by the fact that I'm going to continue skipping. It's up to you. If you've had enough and you want to stop once you've gotten your final 5 minutes of jump rope, you can stop. If you want to keep going with me, now you know, and you're anticipating it. You can just keep going until the timer stops beeping. So this is our 4th interval. We have only 1 more skipping interval left to go, and we're all done. I feel like this workout went by kind of fast. And when that happens, I start wondering in my head if I did my math wrong. Let me see. No, we've been going for 35 minutes. Okay, so this is our final interval. So keep in mind, as soon as you hear my timer beep, that means time is up and you can stop if you want. I'm going to keep jumping rope until it stops beeping. But that is optional. It's all optional. Doing the workout in the first place is optional, so if you've opted to do this workout with me today, you rock. So I say, if you've made it this far, might as well keep going with me. It's just like another 15 seconds. Easy peasy. George and Lucy. Almost done. watch yet because I did a solidarity bonus burpee before this round of skipping, just for those of you who weren't continuing on. But for those of you who did continue on and do this final jump rope segment with me, we still have to do our bonus burpee. But I like my bonus burpee to be the last thing I do. So when I do a jump rope workout, in addition to my bonus burpee, I like to just do a bonus set of 100 skips, meaning 100 revolutions of the rope. So again, this part is optional. If you would like to join me, just gonna count to 100, ready? One quick jump rope bonus before we get to our bonus burpee. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and that is 100. The rain is starting, so I need to quickly do my bonus burpee so I can move this equipment under the awning out of the rain. One final rep, let's do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout is officially complete. So now I'm stopping my watch. And for whatever this is worth, according to my watch, that took me a grand total, including all the bonuses, of 39 minutes and 37 seconds. So not too bad. And my watch is also telling me that I burned a total of 297 active calories, 354 total calories, and maintained an average heart rate of 159 beats per minute. So I never know what to make of that, but those are my official stats. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. That is going to do it for today. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been working out with me lately. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to my channel. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. Thank you for watching the videos and sharing and commenting and liking them, and especially to those of you who have been commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. Nothing thrills me more than when I see a comment with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I let you go for today, I will give you today's code phrase. It is, I think I've been poisoned by my constituents. So if you are still watching this video, please let me know that you are still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I think I've been poisoned by my constituents. That is it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.